Yo, what up? It's Rainbow Chew. I don't want to limit my channel to just like making a video when I have something to open because like I'm not Leon Hart over here. I can't be opening stuff every day because I'm poor and it's hard to get stuff anyway. So I'm just gonna talk about Silver Lance Jet Black Spirit because I'm super excited. I have a box of each coming in a few days. Hopefully they'll be there in time. And I just want to talk about the cards, and I just want to tell the world. I just want to talk about all the cool cards and tell you which ones are the best and the worst. My opinion. So between the two sets, there's a whopping 50 secret rares. So we're going to start with the ones from Silver Lance first and go down the list. They're all amazing. Not all of them, but unfortunately, even though I just ranted and raved about how amazing everything is, I'm going in order, so I have to start off with the worst one, probably. Full Art Volcanion, or as I like to say, Volcanionot, because I never liked Volcanion, Fruit Loop-ass thing, and they put it in so many sets lately. It's just like, enough. We don't need you. I really hate full arts where like the background color is not really contrasting with the Pokemon. It's like reddish background, red Fruit Loop. It's just, then they just put him on that coin in the Battle Styles blister, and I was just like, here's what I mean. Don't lie to yourselves. This doesn't look good. You don't think this looks good. They could have done better. I thought that was gonna make like a more dramatic, okay. All right, moving on to a good one. This full art Ice Rider Calyrex is so awesome. I love the background. Like the full arts are so much better than they were back in Sun and Moon era. Like they're really making the backgrounds look amazing. Back in a lot of the older full arts, the background was so basic. It was just like the Pokemon and then a solid color. Not only are they making them more colorful, but the backgrounds are not solid colors. Like this one is so dope. It looks all like crystally. He's in an ice cave with all these purples, and it's just a very thirsty, refreshing, delicious, mystical looking card, and I love it. But then it gets better with first one of the alternative arts, which are all so beautiful. Another Ice Rider Calyrex, like going through the icy tundras. And I forgot what the area is called in the Crown Tundra, the video game, but I love how all the backgrounds are like very true to the areas in the Crown Tundra of Sword and Shield. It's cool because it's like they really brought the game to life, or cardboard. Cardboard is life, whatever. Even if you've never played Sword and Shield or Crown Tundra, it doesn't even matter because the art is just gorgeous anyway. So who cares if you recognize that it's a Freeze Point village? It's just like, wow, that's beautiful. Any card that has like other Pokemon in the background it just adds better and better. Next, we have full art Gallerian Rapidash, and this one is so pretty. This cotton candy colors. She's a queen, Lisa Frank goddess. I love the orange swirly effect in the background. The pose is majestic. It's great. Love it. And then it gets even better. This one is my favorite. This is my chase card in the set for Silver Lance, the alternative art Gallerian Rapidash. I'm not even trying to be dramatic or lie. I just am really dramatic. I shed like an actual slight tear. I swear to God, when I saw this card revealed on Twitter, I was like, I'm not kidding, because I just thought it was so beautiful that like I'm so excited for the direction that they're taking these arts in, where I was just like that's beautiful. It's like the last unicorn. It just has such a dreamlike quality. Like it just gives me chills. The position that it's like hovering. It doesn't really even make sense, which makes it better that it's like hovering upside down, like it's like levitating. Or I would. Okay. Anyway, next we have full art Sandaconda. I hate it, kind of. I don't like full arts. I want them to be colorful. It's just brown. It makes sense that it's brown because it's like desert sand. But I do respect that the background, instead of it just being brown, it's like a snakeskin print. That's pretty cool, but not enough to make me be happy. Like I don't want that. Next is full art Liper. I love the Liepard V. It's cool because in these newer sets, like V cards are usually like the bottom of the barrel. I'm just like, could be better. But in these newer sets, the V cards, I have them better than the full art like this one has a more unique art style, more like hand drawn instead of just like image, blue background. It's very blah. Yep. Next we have the Genie Boy, Tornadus. I love the genies. I love them. And I love the colors of this, like the purple, the green, and the yellow. I love his piece of like, I would be pleased. But then it gets better with the alt art Tornadus. I love, this isn't even a card. It's a small painting, a small piece of art. It's so good. At first I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So I thought he was juggling them like a giant clown man, but then I realized it's definitely like a wind blowing attack because he's Tornadus, he's blowing them in the wind. But it's cute, it has personality. You got the Pokemon, the Scorbunny's like blowing around like, whoa, and he's just like, whoa. So I'll always think of it as juggling genie in my head, but I love it. Next up, we have full art Flannery. At first, I was like, oh, Flannery, you know, because I know her, she's a familiar face. But then I remembered, not to sound like a bitch, but there are some trainers where I just imagine, like, if I knew them in real life, something about them, I hate them. Like, I feel like one prime example of this is Mina. I hate this bitch. If I knew Mina in real life, I would hate her. Mina thinks she's an artsy girl because she went to wine and paint night at Joe's Crab Shack once and copied step by step the person's generic painting tree in the background and an ugly sunset. And she thinks she's like better than everyone, but she's actually basic. And she's like, yeah, I do art. I hate her. For some reason, I feel like I hate Flannery too. Like, I feel like if I knew her in real life, I'd be like, oh, I don't like her. I'm being honest, okay? Next, we have the doctor. I can't even remember if she has a name. Researcher. I love her. I always loved like mad scientist, evil doctor aesthetic, which she totally has. I like how she's like pushing up her glasses, almost serious. I don't even remember if she's just like, because you know how Pokemon has those like generic repetitive NPCs that are just like hiker or whatever. I think she was the one. So I don't remember Sword and Shield story because I spent most of my time in the wild area shiny hunting or whatever, and the story was super meh. But I think she might have been the one that was like, I'm an inside job, I'm a bad guy, but I'm a researcher, but I'm evil. I just love the scientist vibe. I think she's hot. I love the pose. I would love to get her. Next up, we have full art Peony. I hate his name. Peony. In Crown Tundra, he's Chairman Rose's brother. Like, you know, he looks really similar, but he's like the custodian version, while Rose is the like put together zaddy sexy one. I love Rose. I don't like him. I hated his character in Crown Tundra. Like, he made me feel like he on edge. Like, he was always like tapping his foot and like fiending or something. He gave me anxiety, and he was really annoying with his daughter. Like, she was just trying to live her life and like stalking her, like, why doesn't my daughter want to hang out with me? And she was like, Dad, stop embarrassing me. Like, and even Oleana, like, even though they don't straight up say it, I feel like it's implied that Oleana is like in love with Chairman Rose, or they have some kind of like sexual tension, which I love. But even Oleana, when she saw him, he's basically like Chairman Rose's twin brother, she was like, oh my God, like, is it you? And then she was like quickly just like, oh, you're not the same, and like stormed away. And like, Oleana's a bad bitch, and I totally agree with her. Even though they look similar, they are not the same. They are not. I don't want that one. Next up, we have the iconic Melanie. Obviously, everyone's like thick, very nice, very beautiful, very thick, warm, fuzzy feeling when I see it. And I love the background. It's like the Aurora Borealis. I love it. It's a very pretty card. Moving on to the other alt art of Ice Rider Calyrex. This one is so pretty. I think Calyrex is such a trip as a legendary Pokemon. Like, usually the legendary is like this big presence, like this powerful beast that controls space and time. That's like very intimidating. But Calyrex's whole thing, where he's basically just like this little spaghetti man that hides in the bushes and is like, do they like me? Are they talking about me? Do they say anything about me? Like, wondering if the people of the village still like him, and he wants them to be like gossiping about him while he stands like a little string bean. And then it's basically like, they love me, they really love me, while everyone in the village is like, wow, good job, Calyrex. I love it. It's just so funny. And then we have the gold cards. First up, we have Shiny Bronzong. Yeah, I usually, with a lot of them, I forget that the gold cards are also shiny Pokemon, because a lot of them aren't like very noticeable shinies. Like the shiny gold card of like Obstagoon, obviously, you see that airhead like candy monster and you're like, ooh yeah. But this is, yeah, that's Shiny Bronzong. I know. Yay. The shiny Welcome Lantern. Or no, even worse, the shiny Viking helmet. Then we have the Secret Rare Gold Water Energy. This is so beautiful. I saw this in a YouTube video and it's so pretty. But still, it's not pretty enough to make me excited when I know that I could be getting these like way cooler cards of Pokemon and trainers. So that's there. If you're into that kind of thing, it's like one of the nicest energies I've ever seen. All right, moving on to the second set, Jet Black Spirit. First up, we have Full Art Celebi, everyone's favorite onion fairy. I've never seen it, like these digital images of the cards that I'm looking at, like sometimes they don't do the card justice at all because they're just like a digital scan without the sparkles or the texture. So this, it's alright, it's nice, but probably in person the background looks better, but the color is kind of like washed out looking, a little bit like celery. Sad celery. Next is Full Art Arctivish. I love Arctivish, is my favorite, one of the fossils. He's trying his best. I actually felt really bad like when they were doing the reveals one by one and they revealed all like the best ones first and then one of the last was and Full Art Arctivish. It was like I felt bad for him up against all these other like amazing artworks. So I was like, oh, I'll be nice to him. He's handsome. He's trying his best. But I wouldn't want to get that as my secret rare. Sorry, Arctivish. Okay, next we have Full Art Zora Aura. That's not how you pronounce it. Such an annoying pronunciation. Zora Aura. Yeah, so I don't like this Pokemon. It looks like a mascot for like a sports team. Like, go Thundercats! It's how I thought, you know, like I don't really like this Pokemon. So how much could I like its card? But joke's on me. Because then we got alternative art Zora Aura, and so beautiful. It's such a vibe. It's like an anime intro where he's just like, la, la, looking at up the cliff and the Dyna tree in the background, which is like where the Gallerian birds live. It's so like, and then the Sneasel in the background. It's so beautiful. It's such a mood. It's like happy, but it's sad. Whenever the cards can make me really want a card of a Pokemon that I don't even like you did good. Next we have Full Art Shadow Rider Calyrex, and I love this. I know that it's gonna look really good in person with like the textures. I love the colors, like the background is almost like galaxy tie-dye. These colors of this, like it reminds me of like a really delicious sounding flavor of Gatorade that makes no sense because it's not even like a fruit flavor. It's not even like a real flavor that exists. It'll be like dreamy aqua glacier freeze blast and you'd be like, oh, that sounds so refreshing, and then it just tastes like an amalgamation of like berry spit. It looks really good with the blue colors and you're just like, that makes me thirsty, but that's what it reminds me of. I love those thirsty colors. I love it. Next, another alt art Shadow Rider Calyrex going through this forest. This one's so pretty. It also has the same kind of like dreamlike quality that the Gallerian Rapidash one has, where it's like floating in this very like silent forest. And the forest that it's in, I think it looks like the same forest that the Celebi promo is in, which is like this really pretty mysterious foggy forest. That promo is so nice. So I think it looks like they're in the same forest, which would make sense because I like when there's artworks that are like connected on two different cards. And then you have the Squovet looking at it all mystified. Awesome. Love it. It's beautiful. Next we have Full Art Metagross. Meh. Next we have Blissey, my precious egg queen baby. I can't hate anything where Blissey exists because she's just like big round egg trying time. I would like an egg in this trying time, always. The background, it looks almost like there's like heart textures. I love it. Or a little shoe. Why do you have your shoes on the table, Chansey? You're not supposed to put your shoes on the table. What are you doing? And she's just smiling about it like, I'm just sitting with my shoes on the table. with pictures of, are those pictures of herself? Pictures of myself on the wall. Like, what are you doing? Hey, it's me from the future. I just realized that's not a table. That's the doormat in the background, you dumb bitch. Or, I'm sorry, I think I just called her Chansey by mistake in excitement, but I can't even think straight. I'm so excited about this egg queen. There really is a little something for everyone. And then we have full art Caitlin yawning. I love it. I don't know. Like, Caitlin's been on a bunch of cards, whatever, but they could have made this like, I'm Caitlin, I'm cute, I'm standing. Having her like yawning with the light shining through, it's really cute. It's different. I love it. It's very nice. We have full art Agatha. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, Agatha, because she's not a waifu or something, but no, you're uncultured. Agatha is an OG badass. Like, every time I see her, I just think of like the scene in the anime where she puts down her cane and like the Gengar comes out of the shadow.
Now then, this is my last Pokemon! Go Gengar!
That is like probably one of the most badass things ever to grace a Pokemon animation ever. Back at you like, and even though it's not with like her in a graveyard or something, you just know by looking at her standing in a room that like she's not just your average grandma that's gonna bake you some cookies and knit you a sweater. She's gonna do some spooky curse shit, and you're just like, okay, sorry. Okay, next we have Peonia. This is the custodian looking rose that I hate before. What's his face? Peony and Peonia. That's like two types of flowers. It's annoying. I don't like it. This is his daughter that he's always like stalking and trying to embarrass her when she's just trying to like live her life. And she's like a badass spunky chick. I really like her. And I really like this card because like even if you've never seen her character, you can just tell by the pose that like, that's a cool chick. She's like pulling on her tie, looking all spunky. I like her hair. And next, my favorite trainer, my heart, my soul, Siebold. I think he's so handsome. And I love this art. He's the Elite Four, Water type Elite Four trainer in Kalos. And I love how they put him in the kitchen, being all mystical, whipping up like a water spell or something. I just love the art. I love how he's in the kitchen with the pots in the background. It really makes you feel like you're really in the kitchen with Siebold. And that's where I want to be. But it's so funny, like somebody that is not into this, they'll hear me being like, oh my God, it's beautiful. I can't believe the art. And they're just like, bitch, you're bugging out because over a piece of cardboard with a fictional cartoon man drawn in a kitchen with a pot on the wall in the kitchen. It's like Devil Wears Prada, like florals for spring, groundbreaking. It's like pots in the kitchen. Never seen that before. But yes, that's exactly what I'm flipping out about. Him being drawn with pots in the kitchen. You nailed it. Yep. Does that make you feel good? That's what I'm doing. And you wish you had joy in your life. Next, we have the Shadow Rider Calyrex. It's so the dreamlike quality. He's just jumping. I love how he's giant compared to the house. It's so big, and there's something in the window of the house, and I zoomed in on this and spent like hours of my life trying to decipher what this is in the background. Apparently, if we think it's like a boy looking out the window with a Emolga on its head, and you could see the shape of Emolga's tail, like the spiky black thing, but it looks like something's wearing a wizard hat, like a mangled Maractus. I don't know. Like, I know that that's what it must be, but I'm struggling to properly, like, see that image. But I love that it's, like, mysterious and weird, and it's, like, I can't wait. I guess I'll have to get it in person for research purposes. And finally, the gold cards. We have our shiny gold card, which is cool because you can actually tell it's shiny, unlike Bronzong. Bright blue Electrode. But even though I love shiny Electrode and it's fun, it's like What is the thought process behind the favoritism of certain Pokemon being in every set? I mean, I'm not even going to list all of the Electrode cards there are, starting from base set onward. Like, I like Shiny Electrode, but you could have picked someone else that never gets a card. And we just had Shiny Electrode in Hidden Fates. You got a small Shiny and a big Shiny. Like, give someone else a chance, a Pokemon that never had a Shiny before. And, you know, even though you have nice eyebrows, it still doesn't give the excuse of the blatant favoritism of you, Electrode. Next, we have, I love this card. It's so pretty. I saw it in a video, and it's like, I think it's called Fog Crystal. It's like you could see the depth in it. It looks like there's like a cloud of like mystical crystal ball fog inside, and it's so pretty. And next, we have the worst card in the whole set. Don't even argue with me. The Shoehorn of Doom. Yeah, the ugly Shoehorn of Despair. Foghorn, Leghorn. I forgot what it's called. I'll be so pissed if this is the secret rare that I get out of this whole goddamn set. I swear to God. I don't even want to talk about it and like put its name into existence where I accidentally like conjure it up. Never seen it, never heard of her. And last but not least, gold psychic energy. Very pretty. Said before, the gold energies look awesome. I love the purple too, purple and gold, sexy. But, you know, same thing, true. I'd rather get the other cards. And that's it. So, hopefully you enjoyed me talking about all these cards. And, you know, isn't that what YouTube is? Talking about the things they like. And, you know, a lot of people that I know in real life, if I were to have 5% of this conversation, they'd be like, I'm sorry, what the? It's great you're passionate about something. It sounds really fun, but can you go find a friend that cares? Because I don't know what to say here. But now you're my friends that care, hopefully. So yeah, let me know what your favorite cards are in the set. Do you agree with my opinions? Or maybe you can say, wow, you insulted my wife Mina, my wife Flannery, and I actually have a face tat of Bronzong, and he is my life. So, unfollowed. But, let me know. And as always, like and subscribe and watch all my... Oh, and then I'm going to get this set in like a few days and then make a video opening it so you can see what I got. Okay, bye.